right, everyone. Welcome to Rhythm and Roads podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Jacob. We have a very special guest. We have award-winning artists of the West and Southwest, Teri Sodd. Welcome, Teri, to Rhythm and Roads podcast.
Well, good morning, Joshua. Thank you for having me on your program.
No problem. And also, you're the owner of the Mountain Arts and Gallery and Framing in Ruidoso, New Mexico.
Absolutely. We're fixing to celebrate our 50th year.
Wow, congratulations on that. What a big achievement. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So I
One
want
day
to
at a
say
time.
go ahead.
One day at a time.
That's right. Well, when I went in there January 1st, which was New Year's Day, with my friend, we went into your gallery and we just fell in love with just the ambience and the beauty of everyone. And I just want to say that it just was incredible experience. And shortly after that, a few weeks later, I went on my own to Ruidoso and wanted to check out the gallery again. And then that's when we met. And I just loved it. And so just thank you so much for just showing beauty of artwork from not just yours, but other artists as well.
Exactly. We have over 100 artists in the gallery, and I'm so glad you got to be a part of coming in and enjoying.
Yes, it's just and yes, and again, thank you for your time and sharing. I think we were together for like a good hour and a half, but you definitely shared just everything about your artwork, everyone else's artwork. So I really enjoyed my trip there. It was really nice.
Excellent. We want everybody to just feel at home and come in and enjoy the art because there is so much to see
There it is.
and so many great artists to tell you about and show you.
Yeah, there is. I mean, I just like I don't want to go. I just want to stay here. But all right, Terry. Well, I want to get to know you and your story. So, what is the story of how it all started, of you getting the interest to want to be a painter?
Well, I started out as a silversmith making turquoise jewelry
Is
and
that
spent
right?
time in Tibet buying all my supplies and visiting with all the natives that I could and learning the trade. And
Wow.
then I decided I wanted to draw some of them because I just love their culture and their beliefs and who they are. And they are amazing people.
Wow.
And I started just doing some of those in charcoal, and now I work in pastels.
Wow. And well, but was there something that like was there another artist that interested you to want to paint, or like what was it that was there someone in the family that was doing that already that you were like, "Hey, I like to do that."
Well, my dad and my mom did a little bit,
Oh,
not
okay, they
much.
did.
My favorite artist growing up and for years was Rockwell with
Oh.
his realism, and
Mm.
so that I like to do is realism and capturing the feelings and emotions of the people.
Wow.
So they're awesome to work with, absolutely.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
And
And
that
I guess go ahead.
and so I take photographs of them and work from those.
Yeah, and that's the thing that you did explain is when I was there is that you actually spend time with the guests that are going to be on your portraits that you actually study them. I mean, what intrigued you to want to do that? Does a lot of artists do that, or is that something you just gonna do?
Well, quite a few artists do that,
Oh, they
yes.
do. Okay.
But my main intention for visiting with them and photographing them is capturing their feelings and emotions.
Wow, that's
You,
awesome.
if you make up those things, it doesn't look real, and I want it to be as realistic as possible.
Okay. And it does, yes, when we walked in there, we're like, man, this is so realistic. And then the great thing is that not only is so realistic, but you're self-taught. Is that correct? Self-taught?
I've just developed it myself, and I've
Man, what
always
amazing.
be a teacher out at Carrizo
Wow.
here in Ruidoso. So
Wow.
I did do that several years before they did close up the school out there.
Oh, okay.
And that was awesome. But no, I didn't take any classes. I just studied the people that I loved their work. And I
Mm.
studied how they worked and what they captured.
And that's yeah, that's such a beautiful experience just being there and capturing their emotions, their look, their expressions of their face and everything, and even their hands, because I know you were expressing a lot in your gallery, the hands, that you were very fond of that.
Well, the hardest thing to do in portrait work and realism is the face and the hands
Oh
and
wow. Okay.
capturing the light in the eyes.
Wow.
But it was a challenge of mine then. I always have to have challenges in the work. You know, I'm going to do this piece because of this certain challenge. So
Mhm.
doing it, everything was a great challenge to capture that.
Man.
And so I love my collection of hands that I've done. And all the portraits, if the eyes aren't right, you've lost
Mm.
them. And so you capture the life in the eyes.
Wow. Yes, I remember you sharing that as well, and about the eyes, how important that is. That if you lose a bit of just a slide of that, you do lose everything about what the photo is representing. That's,
Absolutely.
that's amazing. Um, I do want to get
It's
into, oh, go ahead.
it's just been a pleasure to be around them and learn more traditions and customs
Yeah,
and their belief everything because that's what I want to get out there on the paper and let the people enjoy the feelings there.
right. I totally agree. Yeah. And when was, at one point, the fascination and the interest of Native Americans? Because I know when we were talking, you said that you're just very fond of all that. Like, what interests you?
Well, I really can't say what really brought me to doing the Native Americans, except for the fact that I spent so much time over here with them. And
Okay.
I got to travel around and on the reservations and take groups of people out and teach them how to draw on the reservation. It was just fascinating. I've
Oh,
had
I
very,
bet.
very fascinating, lived
Yeah.
many lives in these 50 years.
Yeah. Well, let's get into your 50th anniversary. Congratulations on that. So how did all
Well,
that
thank
start?
you.
Yeah, what a big achievement. When did it start with the
I started, yeah, I started it in Lubbock, Texas, about 2 years before I moved up here.
Oh,
And I
wow.
just always wanted to live. So I spent a lot of my summers and everything with my grandparents and my mom up
Mhm.
here in the mountains. I always said, just someday I'm going to live there. I even picked out the building I wanted to live in or have my business in. And sure enough, about the time I was ready to have my business, it came open and I was able to move in here. So
Wow.
I've always wanted to be here.
So you've always had your eye on that location.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's right in the center of Midtown Ruidoso. So we're not hard to find, right in the middle.
Yeah, not hard to find at all. And so from that point, was it easy, well, like the process of getting this location, or was it some, like, was it a bit of a struggle? I mean, like, because knowing it is a popular area.
Well, when I first came up here, yeah, there wasn't anything available in Midtown at all.
Oh, wow.
But after a couple of years, and I was in two other locations up here before I got this building,
Oh,
it became available, and I jumped right on that.
oh man. It was meant for you to be, huh? Meant for you to grab this. So,
Absolutely, absolutely. Now everybody, they love to come in and just enjoy it whenever they're in town, and we welcome them all.
wow. How many do you think of tourists that go through your gallery? Like just what do you think, like an estimate a year?
Oh Lord, I have no idea. During the busy season time, we could have 100 or more people through a day.
Dang,
So
100 per
it's
day?
crowded.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
This is one of the main draws of the Midtown area, and we are so proud of it. We've been here for so long and made
Oh,
it our
yeah.
home, and everybody just loves to come by every time they're in town.
Right. Oh, yeah. I always look forward to going when I go into town as well. But that's awesome. And the fact that during the fires of last year, I know we were talking, you said that, yeah, thankfully that your location didn't get anything near that to the fires of Ruidoso.
Right. And gratefully, we
Yeah.
are so blessed. Our
Right.
homes and business are all fine. They made it okay. Of course, it's all last summer was quite a struggle with people just trying to realize that we are still here
Right.
and Ruidosa is here. We're good. We're growing and building back,
That's
and
right.
we are going to be better. We're going to be better than we were.
Ruidoso strong. That's right.
Like,
I so we're looking at your paintings right now in the back. What do you have do you like to share that's in the background there?
well, what's right behind me here is my collection of kids. It was called We Dance Because We Can. And it's
Oh,
a series of six little children, and I love doing the children. In fact, that's the piece I'm working on right now as a new child.
oh, it is. Okay.
So they're fun to do, absolutely. But they're so perfect and so smooth, and it's kind of hard to grasp that, but I can get that. I can do
Yeah,
it.
you can do it.
Do it.
And I'm sorry to ask again, but what was the name of that collection?
We dance because we can. We dance because we can. So,
We
like
dance
one of
because
them is
we can.
called Dance of Respect, uh,
Wow,
Dance of Patience, Dance of Pride, Dance of Hope, Dance of Awareness.
that's
Each
right.
one has its own title, but it was the Dance Because We Can series.
Wow. I like the bottom one a lot. That one stands out. Is it looks like the kid's mouth is like that. Like that's an incredible, yeah, that one right there. Like
Yes,
is his mouth in like that where he's like,
kind of
yeah.
biting.
Yeah, but like biting it or
You bet.
wow, I mean just the expression of the face, it's just well done. I mean
Thank,
everything there is great. Yeah.
thank you.
And then anything on the top you want to represent or share? The photos?
I
Painting.
don't know if you can see. Some of these are originals, even though we do have prints of them.
Okay.
Some of these are the originals. And we've
Wow.
got originals and prints by almost every artist that we have in here.
That's
So,
awesome.
huge collection of artists and artwork and a variation of prices because it's prints and originals.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and share other artists that you do represent in the gallery that you are connected with?
Well, we've got BC Nolan. He's from Los Ranchos in New
Oh,
Mexico.
okay.
A lot of his work in the gallery.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
got James Soodle. He's a Kiowa Indian artist. Like I said, there's about 100 artists in here, and
Oh, wow.
about half of them are native.
Wow,
So
100. That's a lot.
people are very curious as to the native art. So we
Yeah.
do even have some artwork in here from the Mescalero Apache.
Oh, is
One,
that right? Okay.
absolutely. So
Wow.
lots of different kinds of work. We've got oils, watercolors, pastels,
Wow.
pencil. Lots of great artists.
That's awesome. Now let's go back to, excuse me, um, about you where you do your magic at all the painting. You say you do, you have your own artwork at the house, right?
I have my studio at my home, which is at the base of the mountain,
Wow.
and truly blessed out there because everything's gone around me now except for my house. There's three of us that survived the fire,
Wow.
and
Just
we're very blessed to be there.
wow. And at the top of where you're at in your location, is it just gives you that sense of just the beauty of the scenery that inspires you as you paint?
Absolutely. That's another thing about my house. All my trees and bushes and flowers and
Oh,
everything, all else were there just like I walked out and left it. So I have
it's such a
all of it
beauty.
and enjoy.
Yeah,
And been in my studio for the past 2 days and just enjoying the heck out of it.
that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Wow. I was thinking, I was telling your daughter that, later on in the fall, I think it'd be great just to do an in-person interview, a live interview in person of, just seeing your artwork there and just seeing the beauty of where you're at. I think that'd be an awesome experience just for that.
That's quite I think that would be awesome to come out there while I am working. Yeah,
Right?
that way
Just
you
to
can.
see.
That's why people don't understand how pastels are done.
Yeah, I
Pastels are the
don't even, yeah.
media there is as long as it's under glass. It never changes. Watercolors fade and oils kind of crack, but pastels don't ever change.
Wow.
That's what
Is,
I love about them.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's just they don't ever change. So is there a bit of a difference you want to share on like just the differences of that, of the pastel and other material? That way people are understand on that.
yeah. Pastel is a chalk. When I use pastel pencils, I don't use block pastel. That way I can control it a lot better. I can get more
Right.
detail. And oils, I have never painted oils. I have
Oh
done
wow.
um so I don't know everything there is about all those things.
Right, right.
Pastels is my choice.
Best. All right. And that's what you've been using for since the beginning, correct?
Absolutely. Hmm.
Amazing. Well, one of my favorite portraits that you have done is I guess she's like a warrior. She's standing up and then she has like she's carrying something on both hands.
Bring my warrior home.
That one, yeah. That's so
That,
cool, man. I fell in love with that portrait. I was
that was
just
very special. Very
that,
special. My warrior home. Lots of great colors in that. And to a lot of people, lots of good meaning because of different battles that we've been in,
mm,
fights that we go through.
right.
Bring my warrior home. Yeah.
Wow, that's the definition of
But
that, huh? That's beautiful.
my favorite one is always just the one I'm working on right now. So that's my favorite.
Which one's your favorite? The one you're working on right now?
The one you're working on right now is your favorite one at this time.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that one it stood out to me when I was there with my friend and it just shows that confidence, that boldness and like she just came out of a battle or out of life's, a situation and it just was like wow, like it's just beautiful. I mean, all of them are beautiful, but that one just really just stood out. Now there
Thank
was
you.
one that you did show me that was you mentioned that was your grandfather. Is that correct? Or it was
A
about an older gentleman or something like that?
very grandfather. Yes.
Yes.
That side of the family is Choctaw, originally from Oklahoma.
Oh,
So there is a picture I have in here that I did with him in mind. Yes, absolutely.
and that one was where he was just looking to the horizon, right? You see in his eye like he was looking. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. And that would when I saw that, it really because it showed his expression, his the time of life on his face.
Great.
And I really liked the fact that when he was looking in the horizon, it was more like I like more of I mean this is I guess my definition of what I saw from that, but it was more like I've lived my life and I'm ready for what's in the horizon of what's next, because his face has shown just life of what he's gone through, just his, just everything and more like his timeline, and I think this was at his point where he's like, "Hey, I'm ready if I die tomorrow, I'm ready. If I need to live more, I'm fine with that."
Well, that's another good thing about getting to do the pictures of the older people, the elders, because their faces do show the
Mm,
life led. And
wow.
it there is so much character then with
Hmm.
wrinkles and everything that you have in there. It's just a lot of life and character.
There
Whereas
is.
you get a really pretty girl and there's no wrinkles, no anything, you've got to make her smooth and sleek and beautiful.
Well, yes.
I But most of the tribes that I use are Ute, Zuni, Navajo, Cherokee, and Taos. I
Wow.
spent very much time with all of those.
Amazing. Oh.
I enjoy do them.
Oh, yeah, I can see it in your work. So I know we have a festival coming up in July, an art festival. You
The
want to
we have,
share a bit about that?
it's always the last weekend of July.
Oh,
There
okay.
are over 100 artists in the show, and so it's a great show to come to. Most of our artists, or a lot of our artists, will be there.
Really? Oh, wow.
Be there. Um, there'll be quite a few of our artists there you get to see. And then on the Saturday night of the festival, we always have a big reception here at the gallery for our artists that are in the show. So they will also be here on that Saturday night. Everyone's welcome to come and have a glass of wine,
Oh,
something to eat, and visit with.
nice.
That's a nice event.
So you're saying that afterwards you can actually meet in person the artists there at your gallery?
You bet. They
Oh,
will be at the show, but they will also be here on Saturday night. So you can just really relax and enjoy visiting with them.
awesome. Do you know the dates
Great.
by any chance?
The last weekend of July, I do not know the
Oh, the
dates. I'm
last
sorry.
weekend of July? The
Last
last
weekend
weekend.
of
Okay.
July.
I'll keep that in mind. I would
Right.
love to go
So
and
that's here.
yeah, the best
Yeah,
of the best will be there, including you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh
Thank
yeah.
you. It's fun. And all the time the artists are bringing in new pieces and everything. So we get to visit with them all the time and see what they bring in new. And then we put it on our Facebook and our Instagram and let everybody else see what's coming to the gallery so they can make a point to come down.
No, yeah. I would definitely want to follow that and would you be okay to share your social media of finding your gallery on Instagram? Like where people will be able to find you?
Certainly, if you go to mountainartsgallery.com, you can
Okay.
find the website there. Almost everything in the gallery is on our website.
Oh,
So
it
it's
is. Okay.
a huge website,
Well, that's
huge.
awesome. Great. And one last thing before we end the podcast, is there something that you want to share to inspire other future artists? To because I know there's always artists out there that are wanting to be, the best for themselves, but there's also complications in life. There's also critics. There's certain so how, with you, I mean, I don't think anyone's ever told you your work's not good. I mean, it's always beautiful. So I'm like, but there are times with other artists that, they might get discouraged. Maybe they don't feel good enough about what they do because of what other people might say about it. But what do you say to someone
Well,
looking for,
does the way
what's
um,
that?
life does get in the way sometimes of getting to work on your art. You don't get to give it as much attention as you would like to, but I just tell them stay with it.
Mm,
Do things you're you're having a hard time figuring out what it is you want to do. Try it all. Do
mm,
things that make you feel good. If it's feeling good to you, then it's going to feel good to the other people.
hmm.
And you make it where it pleases you.
Wow.
Don't just do what people tell you to do.
Mm.
Exactly.
Wow, well
So I
said.
always have to find people and photograph them that I'm going, that would be so interesting. I've got to do that. When I was doing the pictures of my hands,
Mm,
I wanted a certain look in one of my pictures, and I didn't have anything to look at on these hands I wanted to do. But I went out to our local casino and found a little Navajo lady out there and asked her if I could photograph her hands. And
oh,
or she agreed if I showed my bracelets. She said, "Show my bracelets in your picture." And I said, "No problem. We'll
that's so awesome.
all in this picture. It's right
Oh,
here. You can't see it."
yeah. No, actually, I do remember you showing me that, and you shared that story with me when I was visiting with you about you went to that whole casino and you asked her. That's
Exactly.
that's amazing. And then here's you're a stranger to her, but that's so awesome that she was just like, sure, yeah, you know,
Problem.
no
They
problem.
have a hard time sometimes with you taking their photographs because it captures their spirit and their soul as
Mm,
some of their beliefs. But then it depends on what relationship you develop with them,
I see.
and share with them. They want it to be there too.
Well, I bet you just asking her, she just fell in love with you because of your personality and the way you are so just nice and loving and caring. She's just like,
Well, thank
yes. Anything else you want to take of me?
you. She was fun to work with. She was great.
Oh, I
She was
bet.
a very character. And I see so many people in different places I would like to do, but sometimes the time's just not right. But every once in a while, it works out okay. You can photograph them, and all is well.
That's awesome. And as of right now, do you have any new artwork for the art festival coming up that you're preparing for?
Well, I don't do the art festival myself anymore. I did it for the first 11 years of the art
Oh, you
show.
did. Okay.
I was out there every year, but since then, so many things have gotten busy and big down here at the gallery.
Oh, okay.
So many of the artists here that I am here that weekend and not out at the art show. I do
I
go out
see.
a little bit, but not all the time.
But not all the time. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, because I mean, if you're the host of the after party and everything. So yeah, it's so busy.
It
Yeah,
is.
you're very focused on that. Yeah.
I
Well,
hope everyone's doing this.
was that good?
I hope. but he's able to come up and join us.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would really, I'm gonna do my best to go up there. Hopefully on Saturday, for that, um, for the after party as well, because I love to meet all the artists. I think it'd be great. So,
Absolutely.
well, thank you, Terry Sodd, for coming on Rhythm and Roads podcast and sharing your incredible story. It's so fascinating to see your beautiful artwork and hear you're self-taught. Like, what? I wish I could do that. I mean, like self-taught, like golly.
Everybody was blessed with a gift. It
That's
might
right.
be patience,
Yeah,
kind, loving, understanding, doing art, doing music. Everybody has a gift. And so
that's
we
right.
just need to build that gift up.
That's right. Well said. Yeah, everyone does have a gift, and that's why I love doing this podcast because it's sharing. Everyone is coming on to share their story. They're a platform for the artist, a platform for the creative arts, and just sharing what they love doing. And that it wasn't easy, but they got to where they're at because of not giving up. So
Time, just a lot of time.
a lot of time, I bet. And congratulations again for 50 years of your gallery of just
Thank you.
amazing. Wow.
And thank all of our people that come to see us. Thank you all.
Yeah. And we look forward to seeing everyone there at the Arts Festival, the end of July. That'd be awesome. So I look forward to that.
Thank you. Hope to see you there.
All right. Well, thank you again, everyone. And thank you, Terry Sodd, for coming on Rhythm and Roads podcast. It's such a pleasure having you on and having you share your story. All right, everyone. And we will see you next episode.